take a look at our map base.
So we can see where Pengu's actually at.
That's exactly how it goes.
That's how it works. This decides where you go.
I think he's in the UK.
Ooh. Well, does that leave any maps available then?
Well, Hereford is not in.
Yeah, unfortunate.
There you go.
So
Border Villa being removed. Bank and Consulate, of course, taken away. Supremacy played Bank against Vitality, and G2 played Consulate as well last week. Who didn't, right? Well,
right?
Supremacy did.
Yeah.
There you go. We're going to get to play on Coastline. Hello.
I think for realsies this time.
Yeah.
So, should be interesting. I mean, obviously, we're not going to have an all Coastline days. We just had Clubhouse. But, nonetheless, it should be interesting. G2 have played quite a bit of Coastline. So,
oh, yes.
Certainly not unfamiliar with that.
Now, this is the big question. G2 already qualified. This game for them and for Supremacy means nothing.
Respect. It means respect.
It means respect. But if you're G2, the next time you're playing is in Rio.
Yeah.
You don't know your opponent yet.
Yep.
Would you use any strategies against Supremacy that you would require later on?
I mean, honestly, G2 are not a team that repeats strategies anyways. So, I can't imagine it really matters that much. They could use strategies, they just are throwaway strategies. I mean, they're a team that tries to resist counter-strategy by VODs. You know, they don't want to give away stuff that will get counter-strategy in any match they play. So I don't know if it matters that much. Yeah, we have seen G2 playing some more rush strats and things like that are situations where those aren't real strats, but they will play, you know, some of their defaults and things like that. They're not going to play like, oh, we're just going to do, you know, ridiculous things, but they're also not going to play the same strats they're going to use in Rio, obviously. And that's just, but with a team like G2, they're not going to play the same strats they're going to use in the future anytime. So it's not a big deal for them. Supremacy, on the other hand, this is a good way to work out some strats you might want to use later that
you might need in Challenger League.
Yeah, I mean, you consider this a very, very tough scrim at that point. It's something you can use, and you know, maybe you hope that you learn stuff from it and adjust it, and then those adjustments get played to a team in Challenger League that isn't expecting those adjustments, assuming this team sticks together and plays it out in Challenger League, because you never know. There is, you know, some time before that happens.
Yeah, there's always this possibility. We'll check the standings again to remind you of what we have. And there you go, G2 and Mocket. Mind you, are qualified. There's literally no way for either Millennium or Secret to qualify, and there we go. That's the end of it.
You can see the 4-point gap for Secret makes it just out of reach because, of course, the most you can win in a match is 3. So it is unfortunate as teams, of course, cannot move downwards in points. They cannot get negative points. So there's just, unfortunately, nothing they could do, but they are at least sticking their position above Penta.
Here's the thing, though. With 25 points, Mocket are 2 points below EG in total. I mean, in total for points, and 1 point above Rogue.
I mean, that's pretty good considering that's, you know, the top teams from NA, but that's also, the top is also very contested.
Oh, yes.
As opposed to this region where it has, well, G2 taking everyone's points.
Yeah.
And keep in mind, even
Fabian just likes to take everybody's points.
Yeah. Keep in mind, obviously, the loss and one of the draws for G2 were after they'd well secured their position. So it's a case where those were ones where it was not full strength G2.
Yeah. They had secured their position, I believe, week 8, I believe. They had secured their position for qualification. They had only had 1 draw at that point. So I believe it was 8 or 9 when they fully qualified. So it's been a while.
But they've also wanted to take some of those matches seriously, depending on who their opponents were, partially to be able to adjust the scoreboard as well to their liking. Because, of course, if they beat a team, they deny the team 3 points and deny the team the ability to kind of move up in the standings and get closer to that second place.
Well, remind you, Mocket, I mean, they played fairly well against them. And, you know, they tied with them on week 12.
If I remember that, I think that might have been on Coastline as well, right?
Let me verify. That was Clubhouse. Which Mocket just
which is the other Coastline now.
So there you go. Just to verify, G2 and Mocket did tie 5-5 on week 12 with that. So
yeah, I mean,
that tie gave them the extra point that they needed to win today.
That's very true. G2 did, in a way, help set them up for that. So
you know, Mocket tied Secret in a way last week on Consulate. Beautiful game. Please rewatch it. You will not forget that game anytime soon.
It was an important game.
Oh, yes. And it ended up in a tie where Secret were able to bring it back. There was a tiny few mistakes between the two teams, but it was all counter-stratting, basically, even during the round, and adjustments. and that ended up in a tie where Secret were able to clutch it at the end, even when it was an advantage for Mocket and Manpower. So,
well, I mean, Mocket ultimately came out the victor, so.
Yeah, they could have qualified right then and there, and you know what? Didn't work out. This week they're able to clean it. We'll see if G2 can move up in points, I guess. I'll remind you that Pengu is playing Feral.
Well, they're done for them.
Yeah.
Well, what will they do?
If G2 win today, beat Supremacy, there's no need to bring Pengu back.
And, of course, keep in mind, Feral, unlike Shaz, has actually played at a high level. So.
Well, I mean, Shaz played with Fabian back on Phoenix.
That's true.
With KS.
Some time ago. Yeah. Either way, let's take a look at the community vote, though. See what you guys think. I got to imagine most of the points going to go over to Supremacy side.
You're a funny guy, aren't you?
No. 87%, though, not a surprise. It is kind of interesting to see the 9% for Supremacy, but as I said, G2 may not be playing with their full strategy, so that they were going to be using elsewhere. So, I mean, they could also use strategies they had used before and don't plan to use again that were effective then. So it doesn't mean they're going to use ineffective strategies. It just means they're not going to use the same ones they will use in Rio. That's all that really matters. So, of course, you may need to save quite a few for Rio, of course, because you don't necessarily know which maps it's going to be. You don't necessarily know who you're going to be against, of course, until the end of the day today. So, to, of course, remind you, if you were thinking about tuning out, definitely don't, as we have the seeding show at the end as well to find out who G2 will be playing against first. Glaz will not be someone. Now, will Supremacy ban something interesting here, or just go with the standard bans? Because we've already got Lion Glaz, so standard bans to start with. Of course, G2 not taking any chances and not banning Lion this time. Something that Fabian is a little vocal about.
No, not at all. Never heard him talk about Lion.
That would be nice. We'll see what this one is being.
I have to say I agree with him, but don't tell anyone.
All right.
So, Lion's there on the board. Glaz is number 2. Clash will be the second ban here for Supremacy, as G2 will have the last laugh, at least the last ban.
Yeah.
And maybe it'll be a Maestro. Yes,
certainly.
Maestro will be banned out. Again, it's Coastline. Maestro's pretty strong on here. Blackbeard's pretty strong. Glaz is pretty strong. Valkyrie's pretty strong.
It's just too bad G2 didn't have the first ban, or the second ban, so that Lion maybe would have got banned, so they could have banned Ash against Alive.
Now, this is the question. Will G2 run more of a technical setup, or will it just be something to try and face against Supremacy that might be thinking of going very aggressive, to say the least, with just pure fragging power? If they don't bring the Blackbeard here, I'll be disappointed.
Interesting to see Eunice on Doc instead of Kanto. Who's going to be playing the Alibi role. Should be a little bit different. Anthrax teasing that in her Hungry, but switching it out last minute. 2, an operator that will definitely help with the lineup that we see, especially now that the Echo got 6th pick too. Good call on that as well, dealing with the Alibis and the Evil Eyes, or Black Eyes rather, and Gumine. So plenty work for him to do, assuming he doesn't die early.
Yeah, we'll hark back to the ancient trap meta, I guess. And Ella was a big part of it. Ella 50-round magazine, no recoil, 4 Gizmot mines, and impact grenades. That was a fun time, wasn't it? All right. Well, Feral here on the setup, as he still has 1 eye left. I'm not sure if he used his reinforcements. As Kenta Raketti is playing on the top floor for now. We'll play by Aquarium. You see the reinforcements. This is very standard. You only reinforce 2 parts of the 4. And is Goga going to go for the run? Oh, no. He will. Did they spot him? They have drones on here. He's trying to shake him off, and there you go. He'll fall back in, and the drone will get lost, as I believe they did spot him earlier on, and won't be able to do much. But at least this puts Supremacy on the back foot, because now they're afraid. They're very afraid.
I think they probably were afraid well before they spawned into this game. But yeah, it's definitely going to hurt. Anthrax catching at least 1 Black Eye if he can take it out. It's a good one. Might be one of the only ones outside. Of course, there's very likely to be some inside as well. Tech is going to be bringing this Blackbeard. It's a very typical push for a Blackbeard here to try and get some angles onto this bar, because it is difficult to fight this bar with that doorway the way it is. Feral, in the meantime, though, struggling to hit some of the drones. He's just going to back off.
This is why you have Pengu on the team. Try and shake off the drones, and there you go.
I was wondering why.
Anthrax will lose out the drone. The head is spotted by Tectis. No, he falls back at the last second going in for the drone. Cantor Raketti will get one to start things off onto Kasich. He'll find the free kill, and Feral will get one. Anthrax for the refrag. You still see this very same alive with the Ash and the suppressor. Yunus will fall back and can stim himself. The thing is, Yunus has brought his bulletproof camera.
Well, it does go with the stimming, and hopefully that bulletproof camera will help out. That is one of the advantages of bringing Doc. You can bring two useful utilities, either the bulletproof camera or the barbed wire. So if people wonder why you'd play Doc, that is a good, huge reason to do so, alongside the ACOG and the ability to, well, keep yourself alive if you get some of those peaks lost. Fabian,
there
the wall open. Yeah, there we go.
Try to find the shot, and there you go. Anthrax will go down. There's two left, and they're all on the top floor. The Jews will try to walk in.
Flash out.
This flash, but Diffuser's out on the floor. Alive yet again with the suppressor. Okay. Every single time I see that suppressor, I'm like, why?
Still does just fine. I mean...
Yeah, I mean, he's very well known for the Ash plays, right? There's a certain point where you have to ban Ash when you played against him, but the Jews will walk in straight into the crosshairs of Cantor Raketti, and Kanut will take him out, leaving all up to alive. They won't guess where he is, playing all Tom Clancy style, but...
I mean, the upside is if you go for pre-fires, there's less chance you get caught out on those afterwards. So, I mean, if you get a kill, you know, that doesn't matter. People can call you out on that. But pre-fires can be more effective. Also, it might affect the recoil positively, as there are some suppressors currently doing that.
And there you go. His spots too, but oh my god. Kanto not even requiring there. You see the rest of the team here at G2 just lining up to run out for the kill. And look at that recoil correction positioning on the Alibi. We'll get the last kill, and G2 will take the very first round. 4 players left on the board.
Well, we'll see how it goes this round. It probably will take some time for Supremacy to warm up. This is a tough match to be against, regardless of what G2 has to win or lose in it. It's still very, very tough to play against them because they have a lot of experience, a lot of skill. And yeah, regardless of strats, they still have plenty of skill outside of just strats, right? It's not the case where, oh no, we can't make decisions on the fly. They absolutely can, and you see them also being able to play off their aggression and good team communication and synergy, although we don't know how well that synergy is going with Feral in the team or not, whether or not T is familiar with that. I mean, we don't know if he even listens to their comms or anything like that. That's something, of course, that Shaz is going to be doing, whereas Feral might not be doing that. He might just be focused more so on VODs and counter-stratting.
I mean, they kind of, my understanding goes, is that they kind of mix the positions.
Mm-hmm.
It's always the work of the coach to do that, and of course Shas did that research plus the call, etc.
Yeah, a lot of work.
The longest time. So Feral comes in, he takes over more of the analysis bit, where it's still a mix between the two, where they kind of fit the roles together depending on what is required. But in this game,
10 seconds to go.
G2 are just going to try to take it slow, I guess, and this time Feral is going to play the smoke. As Supremacy will yet again bring the Twitch, this time no Ash, and I think that is a much better decision. But the double peek from G2 by the Lamborghini doorway.
Yeah, don't stand up, Feral.
They skirt right next to him.
It was worth a try. They're definitely trying things here to see if they can get him early, and Eunice does find one with the ump right onto Alive's face.
Yeah, that's a blackout right there.
Yeah, that is definitely going to be a big bummer, because now those Candelas gone means they cannot...
Literally a blackout.
Yeah. Nicely done. We'll see, though. Plenty of attackers left with utility to be able to make some work happen here, but really being denied so far by G2 in terms of aggression. They have not taken any damage, and still not only a kill, but dealt some damage to Tactus as well.
You go, Impact Grenade still available, and there you go. Cantor Raketti will play from the VIP, and he should have the angle. There you go. Anthrax taken down, the Jackal away, and that's now the Twitch. Fabian getting kills in this one. He gets 2 even. Oh, 1 insecurity, all suddenly up to 1. The Zhu is all on his own, and Fabian is on the floor, I believe. I don't know, I believe he's taken a lot of damage. The Zhu is hurt here, and they'll be able to pick Fabian back up on 50 health. But
oh, job finished.
Oh my god.
He did it for the team. The sad face.
We've all been needing it. There you go. The Zhu's will take down Goga.
Easy clutch.
Easy clutch. At least it'll technically be a 1v5, right?
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll have to walk into kitchen, but of course these sights are on the double bars. And he'll vault into it, open up, and he gets spotted by Jonas. Cannot turn around to him. Suddenly, this actually turns into a winnable position with the shoes full on health. Cantor-Ketty walking in as Feral. Might be regretting the death of Fabian.
I can only imagine the rage coming out of Fabian right now. Just screaming on comms. What have you done? We'll be able to get the open door now from that double peek earlier. It was a setup with 2 smashes. It only takes 1 then to get it open from there. So he does have a little bit of a speed to be able to get through that quickly, which will work in his favor, but they're going to be expecting him. Obviously, he has to get to the site. At least he has the diffuser. He has utility. He has all of the stuns, as well as all 3 of his X-Kairos. Not sure if those are going to matter, but Kanto, he's done.
Yeah, Kanto has an MX4. Any weapon that shoots bullets, even if he just could throw the magazine at his opponent.
If you gave this man a slingshot, he'd still 1v5.
That's actually a very good point. So there you go. Analytical point taken and 1. G2 will put 1 on the board. 2-0 and oh boy. Are we going to see 2 Tachankas in 1 week?
Well, it was not the worst thing. It
actually did quite a bit of work.
I mean, I wouldn't say that he could have picked Capcan and be just as effective.
Yeah,
but it was.
Come
still
on, man.
It wasn't as memey as you would have thought.
Don't be a party pooper.
I am certainly not. I thought it was just fine.
Hilarious.
I was here after all.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
We'll see what Goga can do though. No need for him to plant a diffuser or anything this round, so he's got a lot of time on his hands. Let's see what this sneaky 6th pick from Anthrax will be as well. Is G2 not needing to do that. Unit's going to be on Rook this time, and there comes out the 6th pick to Zofia as well from
Defenders. Protect your bombs from
attackers.
being defused by attackers.
They are going to be attacking Penthouse, so it should be doable to an extent here, but not going to be easy. See where this mounted LMG ends up. That'll be always the interesting part, right? And a lot of times, if you're going to pick it, you're going to pick it to set it up in sort of a spawn kill point or a situation where you're going to be able to fire it out a window. Because setting it up in a room, just not so effective. I mean, there's so many ways to counter it there, whereas if you catch your opponent by surprise on a window, when they are much less in the building, much less droning, can be useful. He hasn't set it up just yet, though, and he still has a barbed wire left for it as well, so this looks like we're going to see it positioned here.
All right, Twitch chat, it's your time. Let's get the Savage out. Any smilers in chat for Lord Tachanka and the Peak.
All right, will his face shield save him?
Yeah, there you go. Damage done to Zeus on 50 health. And now that is the Habana that has to fall back, and unfortunately that's where Goga's adventure kind of ends.
You know, he's still going to sit there and enjoy the cool breeze, have a good time. And
cool vibes.
Yeah, they've dropped the Rook armor but not picked it up. Reminds me of the non-dropped Rook armor last night. We'll see if anyone wants a shirt, though. They're going to work their way over there. Eunice, though, doesn't really care too much. He's just going to be focused on taking advantage of his ACOG for any peeks out the window. The Jews, despite his low health, still going to be helping his team. They're pushing up, doing some droning. He is the diffuse carrier, though, and that is risky. He probably should drop that for someone else to carry it, maybe the Thermite, just because being on low health and even taking a bit more damage himself there, very likely to drop it in a compromised position.
Yeah, Fabian looking in from the outside as right now Goga has relocated his position, and he finds the angle. Unfortunately, the Zeus is still alive, and you know what? Credit to the Zeus here against Tachanka. He still has gotten a decent chunk of damage onto him, and in the meantime, K6 moving in from below. Tactus walking in from the Lamborghini doorway, and Jonas, what a great guy. He put the Rook armor outside for Supremacy. He's like, you know what,
really nice of him.
Guys, you're gonna need it.
Maybe there's souvenir shirts. Coastline on them. Either way, though, I don't think they're going to fall for the bait. I think those are probably likely to stay outside for most of the round.
Well, Fabian spurting his way down the main hallway as Alive to open up the back. It was not completely reinforced as Fabian will still find the kill on K6. The peeks from Feral here to try and take down any players coming in from the back hallway as Fabian still in the pack. He finds it. The Zeus finally is down. And this time not to Goga. Yokai drone will be relocated. C4 chucked out, and it does connect. Alive is no longer alive. And there There you go. The angle not found. Anthrax with the LMGE will get one, but it's Kanto holding off the counter angle. He spots the unicorn, but can he find the head of Zosha? And no, she passes right to the side. Kanto still gets it. Tactus with one more on a Feral. Tactus walking right in to Kanto Ricetti's fire. Bearing 9 pulled out, and Supremacy will go down the 3rd round in a row for G2.
Unfortunately, regardless of how G2 are playing, such a struggle for Supremacy right now. They are just unable to find any kind of edge to be able to push in. They're, you know, they maybe get a pick or two later in the round there, but they cannot establish any real presence on the map whatsoever. I mean, outside of the attempted clutch from the Haban of the previous round, there wasn't really much progress happening. It's definitely not working out great. Goga teasing the Tachanka again. Now, of course, you only get 1 6th pick, so either the Tachanka or the Capcan.
Oh my
or the
God,
Frost,
no!
Just the meme team coming
What
out.
are you doing?
This is
this a show match?
this is a let's demoralize Supremacy.
We
match.
literally tripled Tachanka's pick rate in 2 games.
Yeah, it has definitely been up there in these last few days.
No.
At least
Pengu probably watching this being like, you know what, maybe they're actually going to bench me.
I like that the one player who isn't normally on the team is playing a serious op.
Well, Fabian usually plays the Frost on Kitchen.
That's true.
It's a good operator on here. Secret have this setup as well.
And Eunice has done it well with the Kavera in the past.
Yes, but it's not really an operator you'd be expecting. But still, Cav, Capcan, and Tachanka. With the Frost and the Castle, are we playing casual?
I tell you what, though, drone economy, very important this round.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes, indeed.
I mean, you need to see all those traps. You need to see the Eunice rolling around, the Tachanka turret, at least an idea where that's at. Just
LMG, mounted and loaded. There you go.
certainly is now. Again, towards the doorway, of course, to greet them should they decide to enter delivery. They're going to be delivered from this world instead, assuming he can stick on it. But actually, he's going to maybe back off for a second. He's a little worried about being pushed from the bathroom, but no one's even opened the door yet.
One thing's for sure, at least this eliminates any potential land strategies with the Tachanka, which means G2 won't have much to be to hide.
Pretty sure they're just test running it.
Oh yes, you know, it happens, but Feral will take a bit of damage early on in here, as I guess Jonas is just going to stick around and relax.
Well, Goga gets to relax for a while now as well.
I'll have to walk in. Feral firing down here, as they'll have to deal with Supremacy walking into the side. Cantor from the back
They
finds
tried
the
to fix the
headshot.
turret.
That's one here. They get the second, but Alive will refrag the Ash. There's still Jonas and Fabian alive in the Frost. Oh no, there's one down. Jonas, is he gonna go for the interrogation?
Oh,
Cough
boy.
him up, man. Let's go Alive. Jonas getting shot from the side, but he's still alive. He's raised the second. Jonas gets one more through the wall, and oh my God, literally the memeiest round of Pro League in the entire season.
This
Goes
is why
the way of an interrogation.
This is why there's such a gap between G2 and not just Supremacy, but every other team. Oh boy.
Oh my God.
This is just
Take me out of the oven, Devin. I am so done.
maybe a little burnt.
Crispy toast right now.
Yeah, well, unfortunately for Supremacy, no matter what they do, it just is not working. They are getting shut down even by some of the craziest plays. I like their attempt to at least try and use Goga's turret. Unfortunately, I feel like it kind of backfired, kind of left them in a compromised position. Feral being oh so sneaky to the Legion. Will they see it coming? Who knows? But Bar, we will go to again.
Attackers need to locate
See how it
and
goes for this
defuse
round.
as many bombs as
Can they get at least one attack round here from
bomb located
Supremacy?
by
They're going to go back to Alive playing on his Ash. And Kanto still with 8 kills. Fabian at 6. Ooh, just, I mean, Kanto alone, I think, might almost have as many kills as the entire other team.
Goga on 0 kills.
He's not ready to play it yet.
I think, you know what? I think we found the man to be benched.
Stay clear of the blast zone.
He just played the diffuser on the bench.
Well, we'll see if he gets to
10
play
seconds
the.
left.
Oh God. See if he gets to play the diffuser next round.
seconds remaining.
Feral playing in here with. Is he doing 360s?
Well, I mean, he does have a scope.
Attackers are heading out to
see.
defuse a bomb.
Oh boy.
Defender has left the
Going for those
area
peaks.
of
This pool
operation.
can be quite the death trap.
And there you go. He finds the head of Tactis, takes him out. The Zeus will refrag, but that is already utility out on the floor. Kanto finding the headshot. K6 on the floor, and the RG-15 connects. Oh my god.
Kanto's one of those people, if you see him in ranked, you just alt F4.
Actually,
You don't want to get in fights
as
with
someone
the
who played alongside him, yes, I could tell you, a lot of people were quitting once that was happening. Pharaoh moving close up here in Sunrise, and he wants to go for the double peek, because actually triple peek. The Ash will get spotted, but he gets shot from the opposite end. Alive is ready for him.
Greedy.
Yeah, too greedy here. 3v3. The advantage for the attacking side, but Kanto is just trying to keep them on their toes as much as possible.
Fabian also backing this up here.
Oh, he's trying to find the headshot here, but Anthrax is ready, sprays in with the Unicorn. It's the advantage here. Goga will connect, take down one, and he's suddenly the only man alive.
At least he has some traps left potentially, but I gotta imagine they're not on that door at this point.
This might be the lost round for G2 if Goga's not able to clutch this. And right now, that'll be the extra kills that he needs on top of what he's got on the board.
I mean, it's Goga. It's entirely possible. Unfortunately, that drone gonna make it a little bit harder for him, as all element of surprise for a cap can being gone is definitely not a good place to be.
All right, Flash will get thrown in as more utility in for Supremacy. Goga will turn around as the plant will get set here by Alive. They walk right in, and there you go. Goga will get one, he'll get two! Goga with the clutch again at a 5-0 as he 360s around. CCC, I plant. CCC, I clutch. CCC, I defuse. And there you go. Goga to win the round.
Definitely cannot count him out. This is a situation where it doesn't matter if it would have been a 1v3, I still think he would have won it, regardless of the operator he's playing. Not that Capcan has a bad gun at all. Definitely well played by Goga. It's just, I don't know, I mean, in situations like this, I don't know how much analysis you can even really do of some of these plays, unfortunately, just because, I mean, even if Supremacy are playing, you know, full super strat, trying to do everything they can, it's just they're having to play against a team that is playing so differently that it's, I don't know, I mean.
I just don't know how the interview will go.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I think it's the case where probably will not be a tie. So I think it's very likely we will be talking to a member of G2 who are bringing out, unfortunately, a situation where potentially everyone but Fabian with a shield of some form or another.
We'll remind you that...
he's calling it out.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Well,
at least Supremacy are trying to have fun.
I mean, at least G2's giving them a heads up. I mean, obviously you're going to see it as well on the reveal, but whew, it is going to be an interesting round here. We'll see how well they're able to counter the shields. They do at least have C4. They've got some traps. They've got some stun traps as well. They've got some smoke. They have a lot of stuff to be able to fight against it, as they said, trap meta versus shield meta. But, oh boy, this is going to be a tough round.
Kanto and Blackbeard. Is Feral bringing the shield or what? Okay. We'll take a look at how Supremacy are set up for this round, as they'll trying to keep as serious as possible here. Supremacy reinforcing the side, and we'll see if they're going to completely reinforce the hallway or leave it halfsies. As Alive has the ability to play with a mirror. He's already set up one, and he should be setting up the second one here by the... There you go. It's completely soft, okay?
That's one way to do it.
Cool decision.
I mean, to be fair, the upside, I suppose, is you can shoot lower to hit the feet. You know, go below the mirror and like just hold it. You know, set up your aim and then go prone. I suppose. No, I mean, not the top-notch strategy, but we'll see how the adrenaline boosts coming out from Fabian affect all these shields. We certainly know it is a good boost to Blitz, although not as good as it originally was. It did affect a little bit.
It used to give him extra speed.
It used to basically make him a death machine that just was loud.
That has changed.
Yeah, it's true. We'll see, though. Blackbeard does lose one of his shields, so Kanto had to put it on a second one, I believe. He still has that, though, as well. And, of course, all his little shield friends come around.
For people that are asking, you can't actually play Recruit.
Like, can or can't, you say?
Can't.
Okay.
Feral moves in with a ballistic shield, and there you go. PMM's the shoes, who goes down. Alive, though, will refrag, and of course, it's Fabian down. Goga has walked in, has gotten one. Onto Alive, Cantor Rocchetti with a refrag again onto Anthrax. The shields are right into him, and he can't do anything against it. Tactis will go down. Goga with a finisher on the Monty, and K6 will go out of the round. Sure would have thought it. G2 will meme their way to another win, and I guess with a flawless victory, their very first one, this means that Pengu will be benched.
Absolutely. I mean,
Warfare.
if you saw the way they were playing together as a team, the synergy was just much higher in this case.
Well, the problem there was no shield on defense.
Yeah, I mean, with Clash banned, what are you going to do?
Yeah, there you go.
Well, either way, though, all things aside, it was good to see some fun being had there. I don't feel like Supremacy were feeling too demoralized at that point.
I think knowing that Supremacy is already relegated.
Yeah.
And in auto relegation, it's like, hey, you know what? There was a certain point where like, okay, let's just whatever.
I'm sure Supremacy were still looking to lock in some rounds if they could. Absolutely, there was no way they were just going to be like, we don't want to win any of these. They absolutely did. Unfortunately, in G2, the skill level just so high from that team. There's a reason they've won so much, and
it's insane.
They continue to. I mean, it's they're just and since some of the recent events prior to the season, I feel like they've gotten even stronger. Their morale is up.
Atlantic City, it got close, and now it's oh my god.
Yeah.
They have early on in the season, week 1, Penta, now G2, 6-2 Supremacy.
Yeah.
Now they 6-0 in what is the most flamboyant fashion. I can clearly say this in the history of Pro League.
Yeah.
In 8 seasons, there's not been a match like this.
In case anyone's thinking that G2's fully invincible, though, I do recommend people watch the mini doc with Pengu, as you can learn a lot about their inner psychology.
Yep, there is quite a bit of that, but I guess we're going to have an interview.
Should be interesting.
Ciao, Fabian. How are you?
I am just fine, Milos.
It's been a while since we have had a talk, but interestingly enough, we get to talk for the last time before you guys head to Rio. Of course, you are already qualified. You played against Supremacy. There's no two ways around it, I guess. You guys were having fun with the game, and you kind of tried to get Supremacy on board, or what?
No, this is some strategies we've been practicing for, 2 weeks or so.
Okay.
The trap meta is definitely something we've been practicing, and Tashanka, nobody plays her. We've just shown how to master it.
Interestingly enough, Goga, even playing the Tachanka, which is so instrumental for your strategy, as you mentioned, was not able to net any kills. Do you think that was down to other players taking the kills, or was it just bad positioning, something that wasn't really planned around the Supremacy spawns?
Well, we didn't really know how they were going to spawn, so we had some setup strats where he goes with this Tashanka turret and just prepares himself. He did get 2 assists.
Yes,
that's something, I guess. He did some good damage with it.
Now, the final round where you kind of pit the trap meta against the shield meta, would you say it's unfair that you didn't give the opportunity to Supremacy to play the clash, where things might have ended up differently on that final round?
If they had a clash and we had a Monty, they would have just stood there and stared at each other, and we would have run out of time. So that game would, we wouldn't have been able to do anything. So if they had clash, it was fortunate for us that they banned clash.
Yeah, I guess at that point, you are very much correct. So you end up with a victory, I guess, 6-0. Question on everybody's lips. Pengu benched?
Yeah, he's benched, but unfortunately Farrell just didn't fit our roster. He didn't do anything correctly, and we'll see what happens. I think we're going to have to find another player.
What do you think about the team kill? Was it a try to revive you? Was it out of spite?
No, I said he was a really bad player, and then he shot me.
Would you say that was fair enough, or is it's a different hierarchy in G2?
I'll just take it. He's going to be kicked after today, so what does it matter?
Fair enough. Who would have thought? Anyways, Fabian, thank you very much. We'll see you in Rio. Anything you'd like to say to all of the G2 fans out there?
Well, I just appreciate them watching the game. I hope they had fun.
I hope they did. Well, thank you very much. Good evening and good night. Bye-bye.
See you later.